Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It's time for the final word as Leeds got a point at home in a late equaliser against Liverpool. It was Leeds versus Greeds. Look, I should be buzzing. I should be buzzing after this result. I've screamed and chanted and mentioned about Europe all season, and I said if we can take some points from these next three, we got 3 against City, we got 1 against Liverpool. That's a huge return off 2 games against them sides, 4 points, and I should be buzzing, Liverpool stumbling blocks for the top 4, but now we don't even know what it means. I don't know what it means anymore, and it's really frustrating, and that really rams home how important it is that we stand united and don't let this European Super League guff come into fruition, because last night felt meh, and it shouldn't be like that. We got a fantastic point. We arguably could have won the game. For me, we were better, for about an hour. And I know on reflection it's a 90-minute game, you had 30-minute spell, but we created much more than Liverpool during that time. I think the first half, we couldn't get to grips. It felt anticlimactic. It was good versus evil, it felt like, in the lead up to the game. We had half of the nation supporting Leeds United. I mean, how often does that happen? So it was very anticlimactic because Leeds didn't get going at all. I think we were lucky to go in at half-time 1-0. What I mean by that is I'm not saying Liverpool carved us open on a number of occasions, but we did make a few errors, and Liverpool seen a lot of the ball. They were pressing us in the right areas. And I kept saying on the watch along, if they get a goal, it'll be curtains. But we just had to hold on we did. And as always, we always say if we can get to half-time in the game, we know Bielsa will make little tweaks here and there, and we'll come out a much better side. And that proved to be the case after an initial 15-10 minutes of Liverpool again. Their goal, we did the player ratings a few, question Meslier, should he have come, shouldn't he? I think he should. When the ball's whipped over, and it's a fantastic ball from Jota, absolutely fantastic. I don't know where Alioski is in the picture, probably up front somewhere. I'm not saying he had a bad game, but we know how our man-marking system works, and sometimes players can be out of position. It was actually Jack Harrison that Trent beat. Meslier came out. I was saying, even if Meslier doesn't come out and we know he's a great shot stopper, then Trent's taking it down and having an effort at goal anyway. So I think they score anyway from that move. I may be wrong, but Meslier for me made the right decision in coming out. It was, squared into Mane. Mane gets his first goal for quite some time, not being in great form, although I don't think he was fantastic yesterday. He still got a goal, and that'll do wonders for his confidence. No Salah, not sure why that was. Obviously, they brought him on late on to maybe try and see the game out and win the game, but then changes were made from a defensive standpoint. Oxlade-Chamberlain came on into midfield. I think it could have been Jota or it may have been Firmino, but Leeds applied themselves well in the second half. I thought when Pavedi came on, he was fantastic. I just want to pick out a few chances as well. Obviously, Bamford had the one where he dinked it over Alisson. And he hit the crossbar. Jack Harrison in the first half, the ball comes over. He decides to square it with his first touch into Bamford, and Fabinho deals with it. Confident Jack Harrison smashes that in the back of the net first time, or maybe even takes it down with his pillow feet and picks his spot. Someone made a good point yesterday on the post-match on All Leeds TV. Jack Harrison's confidence can go up and down depending on game, because at other times, genuinely, he lashes that in. Tyler Roberts had a number of chances as well. A number of chances which he should put away. It's that little bit of quality. It's that little bit of know how to place your shot. He blasted a few, and Alisson's obviously always going to make it difficult, always going to make himself big. Whereas if you have that little bit of extra quality, he maybe picks a spot, So there was a few for Tyler. Again, I thought he was okay over the 90 minutes, but, for Leeds to go up that next level, and Phil made a good point on All Leeds TV, if Tyler's starting next season, then the summer hasn't gone to plan, if that makes sense. We need to ensure that we bring in some better quality and flesh out the squad with more quality. Because we looked at the bench, me and Oscar, and I was saying, there's not really any game changers on there. Previously, you would have said so, but we haven't seen much of Pablo. We haven't seen much of Poveda after his cameo against City and again against Crawley in the FA Cup, where arguably he was one of the better players. But he came on and he brought the game to life for me. He bettered Costa. If we're going to go, maybe it's time for Poveda to get a start. Costa was great against Man City, but flattered to deceive yesterday. We lost, we missed Rafinha. Anyone's going to miss Rafinha's quality. He's an out ball. He keeps hold of the ball well. But Poveda did bits when he came on, created a few opportunities himself. I thought Diego Llorente was exceptional again. I thought Calvin Phillips was exceptional again. Some of them last-ditch tackles from Llorente were fantastic. I think some of his balls, although some were a bit wayward, a lot of them were just perfection. And me as a layman, as a football fan, don't see them passes from the centre-back. I don't see them. His style can be a bit languid and it looks a bit awkward, but some of the balls he plays out, I'm then like, wow, where's he picked that ball out from? That's fantastic. And I was buzzing for him to score his goal on the 88th minute. But again, my emotions aren't pumped because it feels anticlimactic. It feels like football's being taken away from me. I don't know what it means. Does it mean that Leeds are now still in that hunt for the top 7? We've got Manchester United up next. Does it mean Liverpool are not going to get top 4? No one fucking knows anymore. No one knows anymore, and that's the frustrating point. But Llorente, great goal. Assist from Harrison. I think he's been involved in 13 goals now across this squad. He's had an exceptional season. Llorente, easy for him in the end in the air. Nice to see a score from a set piece, a corner. I think the last one was against Manchester United. Let's hope we see more of that on Sunday. But yeah, great header. Alisson, no chance, and Leeds, deservedly so, to take at least a point. And I said pre-game that the least we should aim for is a point. On the face of it, on the chances, we probably could have won the game. Even in the first half where Fabinho makes a hospital pass into midfield, Calvin dispossesses it, gives it Bamford, and Bamford makes the wrong decision. Should really score, maybe lift it over. Bamford in front of goal for me, the last few games has looked a bit lacking. We know he's a confidence player. We know he goes in peaks and troughs. He's having one of his troughs at the minute. Expect a goal spree in the next couple of games, hopefully. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's the final word. Again, I know it's a bit somber. Sorry about that, but what can you expect at the minute with what's going on in football? Fingers crossed, City and Manchester City and Chelsea pull out as is expected, and maybe the rest will follow. We've had James Milner come out and say he don't like it. Klopp doesn't like it. Just want to mention them shirts as well. I think Liverpool, with all due respect, don't be taking no high ground on about football shirts. Let's not forget the Suarez fiasco. Yeah, Stand with Suarez, all them T-shirts. So let's not forget that. These T-shirts, okay, if anything, it probably buoyed Liverpool up, but we're making a stand. I think the fans probably agree with the shirts. Jurgen Klopp maybe took it a little bit personal, as though they don't earn it, because they do, and it's not their fault. I get it, but you can understand Leeds' prerogative behind it. You can understand that. And I just want to shout out Patrick Bamford as well. What a striker, what a guy, what a human being that he is, to come out and use that platform to speak about racism, because it's so true about what he said, like there are the way that football's come up in uprising, and the way that the powers have come up in uprising, yet when someone's racially abused, nothing gets said. Nothing gets said, really. Sanctions are terrible, fines are terrible, but as soon as anyone's hit in the pocket, they all come flying out of the woodwork. So big shout out Patrick Bamford for using that opportunity to get that point across as well. And we as Leeds United fans are really lucky to have the football club, the management, the ownership, the players that we have right now. It's a real core group, and they're all just lovely lads, and I love every single one of them, man. I love Leeds United, and whatever happens in the next few weeks, hopefully we'll still be here, but I just feel like the heart's being ripped out of it at the minute. I don't know what it means for football. I don't know what it means at the minute, and it's really somber. So I'm sorry about that. But look, on the face of it, it's a fantastic point against the reigning champions. I know they're not going to be next season, but they're still a top-level elite squad. Thiago, Firmino, Mane, Jota, Salah off the bench, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, Fabinho. These are the sort of players that were nicking points off City. We won all 3 points, We are a newly promoted side that don't look it. We look like we've been here for years. Add some extra spillings of quality, and European football is on the horizon, if it's not already this season. I mean, we might get top 4 depending on what these other 6 clubs do. So Champions League, here we go. But thank you as always for watching. Smash a like on the stream. I'll see you hopefully later at 8 o'clock for Chelsea versus Brighton. But again, I don't know if I can be asked doing that because Florentino Perez, Senator Palpatine, who I've now called him from Star Wars, is just an absolute cockwomble, and I hate him. And I hate all of them. The Glazers, the lot of them. Get out of football, you horrible leeching bastards. And I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Share a like, smash it, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you later. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Keep fighting the fight, you lovely folks. Peace.